And how do you feel when after you just finished knocking out your opponent? What's that feeling?
Go based off the energy in the crowd. You know, like when I got the knockout, it was just like, okay, well, that's out the way. Because like they say, you know, we don't get paid for overtime. So if we can get the knockout early, get them out the way.
Welcome back, everybody, to the main event. I go by the name of One More Sanchez, and you know we cover everything boxing. And today's guest, I have middleweight prospect Malik One Punch Calhoun. Welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. No, I'm glad. I actually had the chance to see you last month in Austin, Texas, for the boxing showcase, and I sat down and I saw that knockout. Man, there's a lot of that was your second fight, right?
Yeah, that was my second fight.
And I did. You had a big crowd. I saw your mom. I saw everybody out there.
Yeah, it was pretty packed, man. They had a lot of special guests too. You know, Ann Wolf was there. Kid Austin was there. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty packed crowd.
Did you get to meet them?
Nah, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet them. But Kid Austin, he did record my fight and put it out on his Instagram reels or his TikTok, one of those, and he shouted me out. So I got a little love from him for
that. That knockdown when he said he's going down, he predicted it. Yeah. All right, man. Well, you know, we'll get started. And I always like to ask this: why boxing? Why did you choose boxing?
Actually, if I'm being honest, I say boxing chose me. You know, boxing wasn't something I really didn't have ambitions of like doing my whole life. Like kind of just like stumbled across me. Like I started boxing when I was 21, and so once I picked up a pair of gloves and I already knew I could fight, but I wanted to know like the technical part of it, and like I always watched boxing growing up, so I was just interested. One day I just rode up into a gym back at home in Kansas City and picked up the gloves, and once I figured out that I liked it and people was telling me that, you know, I'm good at it, I'm special at it, I just stuck to it and never looked back.
So 21, you picked it up kind of as an adult, pretty much saying, but you always liked the sport. What kind of boxers, who were you watching growing up? Who did you like?
When I was growing up, of course, everybody watched Ali. Ali was the greatest of all time. So I was watching Ali a lot. I watched Tyson a few times, and I was watching Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. was probably one of my favorite boxers after Ali, because I used to always play Fight Night or whatever. So he used to be on the cover, and I used to either use him or Ali. So let's see who else: Roy Jones, Ali, Tyson. I like Ray Leonard. I like Sugar Ray Leonard, and I've also liked Sweet Pea.
Pernell Whitaker?
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker.
All right. Now, so 21, you go into the gym. What was the first thing that you thought when you went to the gym? Did you say, hey, you know what, I'll put hands on all of them, or was it a different story what you got in the ring?
Nah, it was more of a humble approach. It was just this coach in Kansas City, trains all the fighters there. The gym was called Authentic Boxing Club in the West Bottoms of Kansas City, Missouri. I came down there, man. There's an older guy, coach goes by the name of Larry Egger. Came down there, walked down there. There's a stairs. So when you go down the stairs, it's like it's basically like walking into a sauna. He had this big old like big fan, you know what I'm saying, on the back of the wall, and it just blows out hot air. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah.
To help boxers sweating or whatever. And so I came down there and just told him that I was interested in boxing and was ready to train. And he asked me if I've ever fought before, if I have any fights. I was like, nope, I'm just starting out. I'm just interested in boxing and want to learn how to, you know, do the basics or whatever. And so it wasn't nothing too anxious or exciting. It was just me just wanting to find something to do to occupy my time, you know, because I had nothing else going on at that time.
And you picked up everything pretty quick then, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. I've always been a quick learner, so just being able to do something, physically that I always like to watch on TV, it just kind of like came to me. It was like second nature.
How long did you do any amateur fights before you stepped into your pro debut?
I just turned pro December of last year. So I was amateur probably all the way up to last year. I had about 26, 27 amateur fights, competed in the national Golden Gloves, and I won the national tournament out here in Dallas, Texas, the Battle of the Big D. I won that one. And but yeah, not too much amateur experience, but I was able to learn what I needed to learn, and took my lessons.
What was the adjustment from the amateurs once you made that switch to pro? Was, when I speak to a lot of boxers, they say that the weights sometimes is very different because they're used to running around and losing body weight, but not muscle. They said is that probably the major thing you would say?
Yeah, that can definitely come into play, with the weight cut, because like in the amateurs, you having to make weight every day. Opposed to the pros, you only have to make weight one time and then you get to rehydrate. So it's definitely a big difference. And then with pros, I think it's like a 3-4 pound difference when it comes to like weight class. Like for middleweight in the amateurs, we have to make 165. In the pros, you have to cut 5 more pounds. So that 5 pound difference is a really big difference, man. It really holds a toll on you. So.
And what does your training camp look like? Like how many weeks do you prepare for the fight, and what is just a day in the gym would look like?
I like to set my training camp probably about a little over 30 days prior to fight. Starting out now that I'm just now getting my feet wet, I like to go 30 to 40 days before a fight. And the training camp is just on an everyday basis, man. You come in here in the morning, you train, you spar Mondays and Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays we do the mids, hit the bags, and do like little circuit drills for like strength and conditioning. And then on Wednesdays we hit the track and we do wind sprints and do a lot of other stuff. So training camp is every day, Sunday through Saturday. Wow. No days off.
Now, how many days are you doing? Like 2 a days, 3 a days? How often when you're in the training camp do you do?
I do 2 a day. So
2 days.
One, in the morning I go to the boxing gym, and then in the evening I'll go to like a fitness gym and hit the treadmill, do a little run, and then they also got saunas and swimming pools and stuff like that. So I like to I say 2 days.
For the viewers and people who are just, that are listening, because a lot of them probably are either like the sport or wanting to take that next step to become pro. How important is your corner and your team? Because you got 2 fights going to 3. How important is it?
Having a team behind you is one of the most important things when it comes to boxing, because everybody plays their role, everybody plays their part into your upcoming fight. You got coach, of course, the head coach. You got the assistant coach. He makes sure you always need water. He makes sure you always motivating you to keep pushing even when you have your bad days. And of course, you got your stablemates who's pushing you inside and outside the gym. So having a team is the most important thing, because without a team, there's no success. So you can't do it on your own.
And how do you feel after you just finished knocking out your opponent? What's that feeling?
Some people would say that I didn't really get too excited. Like I was real humble about the situation. Like the average person that gets a knockout, they go crazy and I kind of like go based off the energy in the crowd. Like when I got the knockout, it was just like, okay, well, that's out the way, because like they say, we don't get paid for overtime. So if we can get the knockout early, get them out the way. But I wasn't really too you know what I'm saying, too excited or nothing like that, because I know he's just a guy, you know, coming from Mexico. He probably didn't really have too many skills or experience and like that. So I knew I could beat him. It was just the simple fact of him getting in the ring, you know, and I had a lot of respect for him with that. So I handled the knockout pretty well. You know.
Now, when you get in the center of the ring, what goes through your mind?
When I get to the center of the ring, man, so like it could be a few things going in my mind. You know, sometimes I can just really just be listening to the ref lay down the rules just because this is my second time. So other times I can be thinking about like the game plan that my coach gave me, you know, stay on the jab, be calm, relax, control your breathing. Sometimes I'm just looking right into my opponent's eyes just to see if he's scared, to see if he's ready, just to kind of peep his energy out. I can be doing a variety of things in the center ring, so you never know, depending on how I feel in the moment.
Perfect. And how did you get, you know, because people that tell us a little bit about the boxing showcase, because I know there's stages. Like, what's the big prize, or what's the advantage of that?
Man, so it's kind of crazy, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. So to enter the tournament, I think there's 4 stages to this tournament. The first one, of course, was in Austin. The second one just passed here in Mesquite on October 1st. And I think sometimes they change in the cities. I'm thinking the third one, they're talking about doing it in Irving again, like it was on my first fight. And then they got Chicago, they got Houston, they got McAllen. You know, they got a whole bunch of different cities. So, but I think it's 4 stages. So the next one will be the semifinalist fight, and then the fight after that will be the finals.
Gotcha. And after you're done with your fight, like just the one recently, how many days does it take for you to recover from the fight and then go back to the gym?
Usually take me about 1 or 2 weeks. I like to a week and a half off. So it just kind of depends. I had kind of messed up the first time after my first fight. You know, they say take a little time off. I probably took about 3 to 4 days off and got right back to running. And then next thing you know, I had another fight right after that. That's when this boxing showcase tournament started. And so the whole camp, you know, it was pretty rough because my legs was hurt because I didn't give it time to rest my legs before I started my next training camp. And so now that I learned my lesson from that, I like to take about a week and a half off before I start my next training camp.
What do you think is important for a boxer? Is it being respected in the ring or being feared?
I think respect is always going to be there, just off the simple fact that 2 of y'all guys are going in the ring and putting your life on the line. So respect is always going to be there. But to me, I feel like it's more important to be feared than respected in the ring, because when you respect somebody, of course, you know, you can give them that mutual natural respect in the ring. But when you fear somebody, it kind of rattles your opponent, you know what I'm saying, mentally, spiritually, you know what I'm saying, emotionally, because they fear you. That means they're throwing off their own game plan. They're too worried about what my opponent's going to do. They're worrying about, he's knocking everybody out. Am I going to go? So your whole mindset is all off the wagon when you fear your opponent. But I feel like if you fear your opponent, he has the advantage over you. So I feel like the one who has the higher advantage is the one who's going to pull off the fight. So to me, I feel like if somebody fears me, which I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no man to fear me. But if you fear me in the ring, then you're giving me that advantage, and I'm gonna
take advantage. Yeah. All right. And then one last thing I like to ask everybody: what is one thing that you can tell your viewers or just anyone that you wish you would have known before you started turning pro, like as an advantage? Like did somebody, like, you can give that knowledge to somebody, that mentor. Sorry.
Man, that's a good question. I say the one thing that I wish I had known before I turned pro was the weight cut. I mean, the whole process of the weight cut. What to eat, when to drink water, how much water to drink, and all that stuff. Like when I started in the amateurs, I actually started fighting at 178 because that's one thing I didn't know that I know now is it's not good to fight at your walk around weight. You always need to cut down and fight 10 to 15 pounds under your walk around weight. So I was fighting at 78. So after my fights, I was throwing up and I was getting tired during the ring because I wasn't in shape at my full potential, you know. But once I cut down to 65, I was in more shape. I was stronger. I was faster. And so that's one thing I say I wish I would have known was which weight to fight at. But I ended up figuring that out when I moved down here to Texas. When I came from Missouri, I was fighting at 78 in Missouri. Came down here, fought at 65, and I guess I didn't know as much water I needed to drink, because it's like, you know, when you getting close to making weight, you start cutting out water, but you don't want to do it too soon, because if you start cutting out water, you get dehydrated and you start feeling all effed up. You know, you can't really continue your training, and so those are the two most important things that I wish I would have known in the amateurs.
That's good. I mean, and it goes back to our original question: how important is your team? That's a perfect example.
Perfect team, man. I got the people that I got 3 veteran pros. You know, I got Eddie Vasquez, I got John Vera, I got Tony Lopez. You know, they all have 10 fights or more, so they've been helping me a lot. Camp.
All right, Malik. Before I let you go, man, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Quick questions, quick answers. Okay. How did you get the name One Punch?
I get asked that every time. And One Punch, I got it from, if you ever like be watching a fight and you hear the commentators say, oh man, all it took was that one punch to get him out of there. For example, if you watch the Errol Spence fight when he won his title against Kell Brook, everybody was saying that, you know, Errol was losing on the scorecards or whatever. That one punch he took to the eye when he buzzed his eye socket, that changed the whole course of the fight, and it led Errol to the victory because, for one, he had his eye socket busted, so Kell Brook really couldn't see out of one eye. And at that point, he had all advantage. You know, he started winning all the rounds. So you could be losing the fight or whatever. You could be down on the scorecards, and you could just throw a combination. It could be a jab to the eye, straight to the body, or anything. Any punch can change the whole situation. So that's where I got that from, because I want people to take from me that I don't just have this one punch knockout power. Clearly, I've been showing that. People know that's not where it originated from. It just means that that's all it takes in the fight, man. Regardless of what the circumstances are, I can just hit you with one punch, regardless of what it is, and it can change your whole game plan.
Before you step in the ring, do you have any rituals? Like, are you superstitious, or do you wear, you know?
Yeah, I'm very, very superstitious. I'm very spiritual too, and so one thing I love to do before I fight is I like to manifest what I'm going to do when I get in there, of course, and I pray every fight before I step into the ring. If I forget to pray in the locker room, I'll do it right before that bell rings inside the ring.
Now, when you say you're superstitious, what do you do?
I mean, like, no, I'm not really superstitious when it comes to boxing. I'm more like superstitious in life, just in general.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have any superstitions when it comes to boxing. Ain't nothing really caught my eye to be superstitious. So.
Now, when I was at your event, when I was at the fight, your interest was on fire. You know, you walked through the ring. What song are you gonna play? What song are you gonna play for your next fight?
It kind of depends, man. One thing about me, when I like to choose when I choose my songs, I go off the title of the track to make sure it correlates with how I'm feeling coming into this fight. Like, sometimes I might have certain moves depending on my opponent, or just depending on how I'm feeling in the camp. I try to find the right song that relates to exactly how I'm feeling. And so, depending on if I'm fighting on the 5th or the 12th, if I can fight on the 5th, I'm coming out to Mo 3. He's a Dallas rapper out here in Texas. And if I fight on the 12th, I'm gonna come out to Meek Mill again.
Okay. And then last question. When you're not training, what do you like to do for fun?
When I'm not training, I'm really a homebody type of guy, so I don't really get out as much. I kind of like to stay to myself, but I like to lounge around, chill with my girlfriend, go out, watch movies, go out to restaurants and eat. But I mostly like to stay at home, play video games, chill, watch TV. You know, I don't really do too much, but yeah, I just I'm really much of a homebody than anything. So I just like to chill, man. I'm the chill type of.
Yeah, since you're from Kansas City, you live in Texas. Who has a better barbecue?
Kansas City will always have.
Come on.
That's what they've been known for, Gates Barbecue.
You haven't been to Austin and try the other ones. All right, man.
Barbecue?
Yeah. Where can the viewers connect with you? Where can they, what social media do you use?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at my first and last name, Malik Calhoun, MalikCalhoun, and then the same on Facebook.
Perfect, man. And quickly, was there any shout outs? Is there any sponsorship, any projects you're working on that you'd like to let the viewers know and the fans?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I want to give a shout out to my team, FHG Boxing, one of the best gyms, the best gym in Fort Worth today. Shout out to my coach. Shout out to all my teammates, all my stablemates, everybody in there that's working together to make our team stronger. Shout out to all my sponsorships, man. Everybody that's investing in me, believing in me to have a great career. And shout out to all my family, my friends who support me. And shout out to my girl, my mother. And last but not least, shout out to God. I give him all the glory.
Where can we get your merch?
You can get at me or you can get at Chicano Charlie on Facebook. All you have to do is DM me or inbox me or whatever, and I'll give you all the details, sort them out.
Perfect. Well, I go by One More Sanchez. You go by One Punch, so I got to give me one. Final thoughts on Malik One Punch Calhoun. Good kid, good attitude. I think that I had the chance to see him in the ring. He's pretty fast. With the impressive record of 2-0. One thing that kind of stood out that I thought was awesome is that he actually became pro at 21. So overall, it's just a testament to age is not a factor to it. It's as long as you have the drive. Most importantly, as he mentioned, was the team. So as long as you surround yourself with a good training, good coach, good, career, the sky's the limit. And I wish all the success One Punch. And again, we'll cross paths soon. And as always, Mama love you. Dragging the line, hold it down. POP. One.